It's shipping day. Batch 1 is shipping out. Our fulfillment partner, Portless, is staging everything right now. So let's go take a look at that. But let's do a post-launch review of everything that kind of happened. I know there's a lot of questions, so it's almost like a mini Q&A mixed with a vlog this episode. We are here at our fulfillment partner, Portless in Shenzhen, China, and we are starting to ship the black t-shirt Batch 1. Thank you so much for all the support. It way overdid our expectations. I had an allocated amount for batch 1 that I thought would be enough to sell, and I bought more yarn in addition. And not only did we sell those first 2 batches, we were already selling into batch 3. It really shows me that the market really wants, and you guys really want, something that is truly high quality and at a reasonable price point. And thank you so much again for the support. And I apologize for all the payment processor issues. That was such a nightmare, and it's a frustrating experience. I feel like our team did everything we could have done to make sure everything was right. For that to just come to a halt for a lot of you guys, and some of you guys tried to check out 100 times, and I'm really sorry for that. At some point, 80% of our orders were blocked, but it is all resolved now. We have 2 payment processors in the pipeline, and we've spoken with our payment processor that hopefully this problem is now completely resolved going forward. So again, I'm so sorry for those of you that experienced that. It wasn't our intention, but thank you for bearing with us. For this launch itself, and we're not gonna do a typical Q&A because I've actually read through all of the comments, and it's gonna be particular topics that we're gonna be touching upon. So let me check my notes here. Let's go through all of the consistent topics that were commented or on forums, and let's dive into it. One of the big topics was made in China. And I think that is a very common misconception when it comes to manufacturing. And a lot of people were like, why don't you make it in Canada? Why don't you make it in North America? I have a lot of great friends that are manufacturers in Canada. Frankly, to create the product that we wanted, the machinery and the expertise just does not exist in North America. There's no liquid ammonia machines to transform our fabric. The amount of factories that can actually spin a yarn that's that fine just don't exist. There's no spinners in Canada. As much as I would have loved to make this product in North America, you just can't this day and age. As for Europe, there's a lot of great manufacturers in Europe. But what I wanted was a place that I could consolidate everything and not charge a premium for a label. I've been to many factories in Italy that make great products. I've also been to many factories in Italy that make horrible products. The location of the manufacturing does not matter. What matters is the people, the skill, and the equipment. And that is why I chose to manufacture it in China. Next topic is washing instruction. A lot of people are asking, how do they care for this garment? I designed this shirt not to be something you had to baby. So if you want the shirt to last a really, really long time, obviously the gentler you are with your wash, the longer it's going to last. If you hand wash it and lay it flat to dry, it'll last forever. But I personally do not hang dry my garments. I use a tumble dryer, so I wanted it to be as easy as possible to take care of. For the most part, most people, cold water wash and tumble dry low is gonna be perfectly fine. That's how I actually take care of my own shirts. Next topic is Sea Island cotton or Suvin cotton. As I've mentioned in previous videos, there are gonna be rarer, longer staple cottons. However, their costs are significantly more. And my focus for this product launch wasn't to create the rarest, most exotic shirt you can buy. What I wanted to offer was the world's best black shirt when it comes to performance to value ratio. In the future, if you guys want me to make a super rare shirt, sure, we can look at doing that. Another reason is to make a shirt that I can prove, I need to be able to make sure that every single fiber is what I say it is. And unfortunately, a lot of supply chains, when it comes to Sea Island or Suvin or Egyptian cotton, it's just not fully traceable. So unscrupulous actors will sometimes batch and mix in lower quality cotton, which I want to make sure that did not happen. That being said, if you guys are interested in rarer cottons, that's something I would totally love to explore for you guys in the future. Next up, this was a pretty hot topic, was why I chose to use Lycra. And a lot of the conversation was that people don't want stretchy shirts. So this is a very common misconception when it comes to elasticized yarns in fabric. The fabric itself has the innate stretch in it. The elastic yarn does not add stretch. But I actually think I can better explain this in the office. So I'm going to throw it to Joe in the office to better explain this. Joe from the office here. So let's go over this common misconception because I totally get where it comes from. I think when people feel fabrics that have spandex or elastic in it, they feel the fabric stretch, but that is the common misconception. What you're feeling is the fabric rebound. When you look at a fabric, this is a single jersey knit example, when you pull on a fabric this way, what happens is these loops shorten this way, and that is what causes stretch in fabric, not the spandex or the elastane. Let me show you an example of that. I have two fabrics here. Both of these are 180 GSM. This one is 100% cotton, and then this one, 93% cotton, 7% spandex. So let me take these fabrics out and show you what I mean. This fabric is the 100% cotton, and when I pull here, you'll see that fabric has stretch and has some rebound because the yarns itself want to keep straight. So if I pull this way, it has stretch. But what happens is if you end up deforming the fabric like that, it ends up stuck in that position. If I pull and twist, this fabric will end up bagged out. And this is what happens with shirts that are in your closet that end up deformed. The reason why you put a elasticated yarn in fabric, I'm just gonna cut off this piece of tape here so I can properly stretch it. When I stretch it this way, it wants to recover. What happens is, if you wash a shirt like this with a high temp tumble dry, it can break down the spandex. And you'll see after all that stretching, after all that pulling, this is the piece that I cut off, it still maintained its shape. You'll see there's no deformation for the length or the width. Whereas you look at this fabric, which was the 100% cotton, now that I've stretched it out, look at it compared to the other swatches that were already there. And you'll see here how much wider this fabric is now than when it started. That happens whenever you're wearing the garment, every time you're stretching to put it on, every time you're putting on a hanger. When you wash it, it might recover a little bit, but it will never return back to the shape. And that is why an elasticated yarn is so important for not only comfort, but also durability. This next one is another hot topic, which was why was it black only? The shirt was black only for 3 reasons. 1, I pretty much only wear black, so it's kind of self-serving. Number 2 was that I wanted to create something from the ground up without compromise. A lot of clothing is designed to be multiple colors, and you have to have a fabric that can accommodate multiple colors. So by going with only black, I'm able to use stuff like black Lycra. I'm able to look at finishes that really keep deep, dark colors that might not look good for other colors. By creating just a black shirt, I could really fine-tune every single parameter to make the best black shirt possible. That is the reason number 2 why I went only black. Reason number 3 is ensuring the quality I want. I think a lot of people think of me as like, oh, fabric fashion guy online, but what I'm really good at is designing systems. And when you're looking at outputting a product, you have to look at the points of failure. Let's take the garment factory, for example. There are 6 production lines, and on the production lines, there are 13 to 15 workers. That's 95 people that are working on this very shirt. That's 95 potential points of failure. When you introduce new colors, that fabric will have different color fastness. It'll have different hand feel. It'll have different shrinkage rates. All of these are variables that lead to potential points of failure. So in the future, we'll absolutely output more colors, but we need to make sure that the system is really tight, it's really defined, so we can ensure that I'm outputting the quality that I promised you guys. So in the future, we are gonna launch different styles. We are gonna launch different colors. We're gonna launch women's styles. We're gonna launch different lengths. One thing we are gonna launch today, because we've gone through the testing already, is we're gonna launch extra small and triple extra large. So that is available right now for batch 3 pre-order. So the next topic was why we didn't launch in white. So we touched on this with the last topic about points of failure, but another reason is I think white deserves its own pipeline. A lot of people think a white shirt is just a white shirt. To get that white, that is not natural cotton color. And a lot of super bright whites, you're using optical brighteners, you're using fluorescent chemicals, which is why white shirts sometimes glow under black light because they fluoresce. So I want to make sure we're giving a white shirt its own proper development cycle. Obviously, we've already sorted the fabric. We've sorted the cotton side. But what we need to do is look at the chemistry side. So we can create a white shirt that is white, but not using a heavy use of chemicals, and something that doesn't yellow over time. And also opaqueness. The fabric itself is going to be super opaque, so I'm not worried about that. But those first two problems are something I really want to delve deep into to ensure I can output the best white shirt possible. Oh, this is a hot topic on Reddit, is the fact that it wasn't loop wheeled. So for those who don't know, loop wheeled is a very old manufacturing method for clothing. And the way it makes shirts is it's gravity fed and it's tubular. And it's made on very old machinery. Mersby Schwanen is one of the manufacturers that makes shirts like that. It's the shirt that's in the Bear. So the reason why we didn't make the shirt loop wheeled is that the way I see loop wheeled, honestly, today, it's almost like a vinyl record. It has character, it's old, it's retro, and I can totally see the appeal for why people like it. It's the imperfections that make it perfect. The reality of a loop wheel shirt for a day-to-day shirt is that the moment you put it in the dryer, it shrinks up immediately. It's quite restrictive in terms of its size range. And unless you are fitting into that slender tubular shape, it just won't fit a lot of body types. What I wanted for our shirt was not the vinyl record. I wanted precision engineering. And you just cannot get precision engineering through loop wheel. I wanted a yarn spinner to spin a yarn that was defect free. I wanted to make a fabric that was ultra smooth without those imperfections. So it is two totally different products. One is like I said, a vinyl record, and I totally see the appeal. The other is a high precision instrument. This last one, somebody said this was going to be a merch drop. This is far from a merch drop. I bought the cotton itself, but you will find out. That is it for a lot of the topics that I saw on the comments. If I didn't answer a specific question that you had, please leave it in the comments down below. I know a lot of people want tall sizes. That is definitely going to be coming in the future. But let's go take a look at our stuff getting shipped out. So you'll see they're staging the items here right now. Each one of these bins is an order. We should be getting around 1,000 pieces out a day. So over the next few days, orders should be going out. And by early next week, pretty much all of batch 1 should have gone out. So thank you guys again for the support. I cannot wait for you guys to get these. Please let me know your feedback. If you post on social media, be sure to tag us, tag me, so I can watch your videos, review it, unbox it, and let me know. I am so excited for you guys to get that. Thank you so much.